me my bowl of burning gold. Bring me my arrows of fire. Bring me my snake of clouds unfold.
Tim, bisakubezela lo iyadilela.
I will not sleep. Good evening everyone. Welcome back again. It's good to have you. We're back. It's me and my wife, the Tebes.
Hello.
Before we start, let's pray. Our kind and loving Father, we thank you, Heavenly Father, for your kindness, and we thank you, Heavenly Father, for keeping us safe. And we ask, Heavenly Father, that you may guide us, be with us, teach us. This is our humble prayer in Jesus' name. Amen. Our text for consideration this evening is found in the book of Ephesians chapter 4. I'm going to read verse 32. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 32. Instead, help one another and be kind to each other. Forgive one another. Remember that God has forgiven you because of what Christ has done. So, this text is saying the most important thing here is for us to forgive. No matter what happens, no matter what one has done to you, before you think of not forgiving one, think of what Christ has done for you. So our topic today will be more on understanding each other and forgiving one another and dealing with infidelity within the blended family.
Yes, remember our core topic is blended families. So as part of blended families, there are different types of ways that the children are born into a blended family. Yesterday we discussed a scenario where there is a mother and a father who have both come into the marriage with children. Either one of them came in with children or both came in with children. But namhlanje siyasabona into yobana let's also deal with the issue of children that are born within the marriage, but they don't belong to one of the parents. So ufumanisa into yobana umntana ulapha emtshatweni kodwa akangenanga ngendlela elungileyo. That's why our topic ithatha nge-infidelity, ukuxexeza ngesixhosa. So today we'll be dealing with the dynamics, the issues, the conflicts, everything that has to do with infidelity and the product of infidelity, which is ngumntana. Now, the topics that we'll be discussing namhlanje, we'll be discussing over 5 points. Eyokuqala, we'll talk about full disclosure. We'll talk about being realistic. We'll talk about commitment. We'll talk about establishing boundaries. And also acceptance of the child. Now, before siqhubeke, there's a story that I want us to ponder on, which I found Kusowetan Live, where a lady, they were married and they had their own issues, and after many issues, they then decided to separate for 6 months. As they were in the separation, they then discovered each other again. But decided and they were very happy. It was actually better than before. Now, a couple of months into the second phase, or this phase of mchato wabo, a call came in, and came into the father. Kuchazela utata into yobana ngexesha bebehlukene utata had an affair with another woman, and there was a product. Londo mazana yiyo le phone nayo useyichaza into yokubana she is pregnant. Now you can imagine that there is this child ongenileyo who now is going to be part of this Masiti triangle in this instance. Lo mama, utata, and the biological mother.
So today the focus here is more on the married couple, and then we discover that a husband or a wife is cheating. Now, when it comes to indaba cheating, it's a very sensitive issue, and one needs to be very careful if one thinks of doing that, thinking of the consequences as bakhona when it comes to cheating. Well, cheating is dangerous and it's painful. Say in normal family, it's worse when it's blended family, because when you cheat, you are sending a message to your wife that, or to your husband, that you are not satisfied. And most of the time, people come up with excuses and reasons why they cheat. But today, we want you to think very carefully at each choices esizenzayo, that at the end of the day, zizawuphuma zisithini na. So we need to look into that. Number one, cheating, it's not a solution. It doesn't help any relationship, whether you are married or not, whether you're in a blended family or not. Cheating has serious consequences that sometimes they lead to a divorce.
We tried to find the statistics in South Africa with regards to abantwana who are growing up in blended families. But it's that South Africa did not give us anything ecacileyo. But in the US, absence of Manaconi stats as of 2019, we are caused by there are 30% of children that are growing up in blended families. And 2% of those children, gabantwana, abaze through infidelity. Now that amounts to about 2 million children abaze ke infidelity. Now before singing a topic, especially the first one later and get full disclosure, it's hard enough about blended family. We know we spoke about the challenges of being in a blended family, the issues that arise, and people are struggling to live joyful lives. Blended family. Now having to bring into this complicated scenario already, uzofaka a complication of infidelity, and now this issue, infidelity, people might have their reasons why they decided to go and have an extramarital affair, but that's hard enough. You're discovering that your spouse is cheating. Imagine finding out that your spouse has cheated, and now there is also a product of this infidelity. Now, ukhumbule into yobana le product xa seyikhona apha endlini yi-proof ephilayo, living proof, eyi-photocopy oxa uyijongayo okokoko ukhumbula laa mini wawuva into yobana umyeni wakho okanye inkosikazi yakho has cheated. So it becomes more difficult to live with this pain, or ekukhumbuzayo day in, day out ukuthi your husband once had cheated on you.
So we will start with this thing that we call full disclosure. That once you've discovered, if you are a wife, you are pregnant with someone else's child, or if you are a husband, when they're pregnant, first thing that you must do, come out clean. Disclose to your partner. Tell the truth. It's always better to hear it from you than to hear it from other people. So the first thing and the most important one, come out, tell the truth.
Now imagine if and this secret lives with you for 15 years, 18 years. That's a problem, because eventually sayazi uba yonke into ifika la kude kuphele. Xa selomntana ngoku efike na 18 up, senihleli seniqhuba iminyaka nonkosikazi wakho okanye nomyeni wakho, thinking that you are in a blissful marriage, only to discover that you were betrayed 18 years ago. It's not going to make things easier. It's actually going to make things worse, discovering that for the past 18 years, there's been a lie, that's out there. Now, the full disclosure, it's well and good. Especially if you are the partner, it's very difficult having to come back to your wife or to your husband. Not only did you go outside and find comfort with someone else, but that has produced a lifelong siqhamo that will bind you to this person or part of this union. So full disclosure is very important because abelungu bathi honesty is the best policy. Besitsho nje banyanisile. When you're honest, nalo mntu othetha kuye, lo mntu ozozibika kuye esisono senzileyo, noko uzokuva bhetere kunoba azibhaqele ngokwakhe. Xa ufika wena uzochaza. Now, full disclosure means exactly that. Full disclosure. You disclose everything. You disclose so that you gain this person's trust. You disclose kubani lo sis okanye lo bhuti kwenzeke ntoni uphi ngoku ithini into ngomntana. So you have to look at this thing full disclosure. And ucela umoya ingcwele obviously akuncedise so that when you approach your partner approacha uyothetha naye umoya ingcwele semsebenzile eyisebenzile inhliziyo yakhe. Because if uzofika uchaze into bana you had stepped out waphuma ayonto lula leyo akuzibalula ubana yamkeleke. And lo full disclosure iza kunceda into kubana lo mntana xa sele efika afike at least kwi-relationship noko enabu healthy obuthile because sele saziwa uba ukhona kunoba mawuvele udiscoverishe into yokubana ubhaqwe into yobana kukho umntana okhoyo. Sikhumbule into yobana abasisi bangaphandle okanye abadala abangaphandle bazobe claima nabo a right into this marriage ngenxa yalo mntana. Ukhumbule into yokubana naye kula ndawo akuyo inoba mhlawumbi yena lo sisi okanye lo bhuti usafuna niqhube le nto niyiqhubayo. So it's not going to be easy into yobana athule ngayo. Mhlawumbi angavuma athi uyathula kuwe kanti uzoxa ibuyayo abuye ezogqiba. So then ichane le nto yakho uba khange udisclose in the first place.
And after you've disclosed, so don't expect your partner uba i-recoverishe ngokwe-pace yakho or to accept your apology nge-pace yakho. Give your spouse time because this thing it's a bomb. Don't force your partner to forgive you. Allow your partner to take time and decide uba is she or he is going to forgive you or not. And then you'll have a discussion based on the forgiveness, that if you deserve the forgiveness. Now, it is important to look into forgiveness when it comes to this, because if you want to be forgiven, then you'll have to show that you deserve forgiveness. Because remember, now trust is broken. There's not trust you. Now you have to disclose indaba zefowuni, your cell phone. Your wife now must have access to your phone so that I ask anything enokwenza ba abene questions kwi-behavior yakho, whether amaxesha obuya endlini, your phone. If you are really honest and you looking for forgiveness and you want your marriage to work, open up. Allow your partner to have access to izinto zakho, so that the most important thing that you want is to rebuild trust. Because remember, trust now, you have to earn it. Your partner cannot take it from emlonyeni wakho, from your lips and your words. Remember, your words now mean nothing. What is important is what you have done. So you need to take time also to understand that this person is not going to wake up in the morning and say, okay, it's fine, I accept you and the child. Some, they'll be angry to an extent that they'll kick you out of the house, that you have to find a place to stay temporarily. Accept that. Don't force matters. Because some people, when they are in a shock and when they are angry, they need space, they need time, they need to go through the whole thing. So by being there and suffocate them and pushing them to forgive you, then you are making things worse. Hence I'm saying discuss about it. Ask your partner, what do you want me to do? What do we do moving forward? And listen to your partner, because now your partner is the one that has been wronged.
Yes, Umfundisi has touched on the second point, like be realistic. You have to be realistic. You can't expect undobana just because you have now disclosed everything, wachaza yonke into, that your partner is suddenly going to be okay with it. Definitely there are going to be issues. So you need to be realistic. There's going to be a backlash. Kuzoba nzima. It is not going to be easy. And there's this situation. It's even worse if mhlawumbi umntana sezelwe. It's even worse into yokubana ngoku lo mntana selapha uyaphila. Or there are so many things that can be happening into yokubana sezoshiywa apha mhlawumbi kwi-doorstep ngoku. It's too late now for ubana mawube uthethe into ezininzi. Funeka wamkele isimo. So you have to be realistic because this situation has been created by you. So you need to own up to this issue ongene kuyo and also take control. Wazi nokubana the fate of this relationship kanye lo mtshato is based now ibekwe amagxini akho because you are the one that has gone out wahamba uyochita. Now we have covered full disclosure. We have covered to be realistic. Masingena kule commitment, you need to commit. Yeah, inzima lena. If you decide, because ekugqibeleni you need to sit down and talk with your spouse. Nithethe and decide bana what are you going to do going forward. Because this child is going to be a part of your lives now going forward for ubomi benu up until kwenzeke into either to you guys or to umntana. So you can't run away from this thing. Lo mntana ukhona. You need to sit down and talk and decide what is the way forward. You need to now commit to this thing. You need to know there is a lot of work. Now, this is all about a blended family and how much work is involved in being part of a blended family. Now, this adds another spanner to the works. It makes it worse now. Now, lo mntana okule blended family uza through infidelity. So umsebenzi mkhulu kakhulu. There's a lot of work that you need to do. You need building trust. Now, building this trust, you're going to have to go get pace yele partner that has been wronged. If yena for makwazi ukuthemba again, ithemba zakazazibeka, uzazichaza, you need to accept them because that is the only way your partner is going to trust you going forward. Be willing to do whatever it takes to move forward. Singalibali in the back of our minds up. The important person up ngumntana. So we need to remember into bana umntana ulapha akayeke by blessing. Futhi yena akakhange abe yi-infidelity khanga yena aphuma yoxexeza umntana. Umntana ulapha ngenxa yezenzo zabantu abadala. Two people who decided ukuba lo mntana uzoba khona. Umntana ke ngoku yena is in this mess because of a decision ebekho involved kuyo. Now, kule commitment ezobuyenza both parties lo committer into bana uzo zambana makatshintshe unale meko ayenzileyo nalo owamkelayo. Now, inzima ke le, I know ubana wena mntu owoniweyo, the party that has been wronged, the party that is being in the receiving end, ofika khona onikezwa umntana kuthiwa kukho umntana ongenileyo. Xa uvuma into yokubana uyaqhubeka with this thing, there's been full disclosure. You know what you are in now. You are being realistic. This is now going to be part of your lives. If you agree, ubunzima obuzolandela bukhulu because lo mntana njengoba will be a constant reminder. On top of that, we constant reminder yele infidelity. On top of that, even the mother now or the father, lo ngaphandle, the biological parent outside, will also be a constant part of your lives. Now, we checked around nomfundisi legally into yokubana what are the rights zakho wena mntu olapha kulo mtshato, because lo mntana ngoku is going to be in your care if nivumele into yobana lo mntana uzohlala naye, because you have options. Umfundisi will touch on the legal part. I'll touch on the options that you have. You have options as the affected party. Okokuqala, lo mntana uyavuma azohlala apha nani. That's option number one. Xa uvuma azohlala nani, that comes with a lot of responsibility. Nokuyazi bana lo mntana ulapha uzombona every day. There are issues that you'll be dealing with. Nizolwa ngomntana, not only because of issues zenu ze-discipline zomntana, but also because of external factors that you can't manage, because issue apha is bana funa ndishane lo mntana. So funeka uwazi bana xa uvuma ucommit to this thing uba uyaqhubeka nalo mtshato nalo mntana, i-option yakho xa umamkela ngena apha endlini, there are difficult issues. And we advise nalena, I'll sound like a broken record, also needs counseling. You can't continue without undergoing some form of counseling so that you accept the situation that you are in, and also learn to love and trust your husband or your wife, and also learn to love this child ofikileyo. That's the first option. Second option, you can say no, awufuni into ekudibanisa nalo mntana. Umntana makahlale no biological parent yakhe. Now if that happens, xa ehleli no biological parent yakhe, ayizususa iproblem emehlweni akho. Okugqibeleni funeke lapha umama womntana okanye utata womntana bezochaza ngomntana. So your spouse is part of this, is involved in this fully, and you will hear issues ezimane zisenzeka zithetha zisithini ngayo le nto. The third option okuyo onoyikhetha yinto yokubana lo mntana makamohlaliswa either with your in-laws or makhulu bakhe kweli cala okanye kokulo mama wakhe okanye kulo tata wakhe. There, even with that one, umntana ngumntana. Ekugqibeleni nizambona ngeChristmas, nizambona ngePasika, nizambona ngee-holidays zesikolo, because funeke mazile umzali wakhe who is married to you. So when you commit, you don't have any other option. You are involved. If uhleli up, you are involved, but you have these options also ozokwazi uqhubeka nazo.
And when it comes to commitment, one needs to understand that once you commit, you can't go back on your word, because you've given hope to the person of Moshile, and then you promise that person, okay, this is the way forward, this is what we're going to do. It's not going to be easy, it's going to be difficult. And also what we are suggesting here are just suggestions. Most of the time you will see what works for you as a couple. We're just suggesting and looking at better or nicer ways of dealing with these situations. Also, like Ungoskazi has said, counseling. Because without counseling on your own, yes, you may try and find ways of dealing with it, but sometimes it's always better to have a third person or an outsider who will come with a mind neutral to the situation. Also in our culture, we as Africans, we not only marry our wives, we marry the entire family. So there were ilobola and all those things, and uncle. If you have to go that route, go for it, as long as it works for you as a couple. Now legally, if there's this child, the father, which is the biological father, still remains the father legally. He's the father. And then the mother is the primary care of the child. And that's how it stands legally. The father or the mother, who is the biological parent to this child, remains a parent, a mother or a father. And then the other person on the other side, which is your spouse who is in the house, then has illegal rights to be a primary care to the child. So this one is the one who takes care of the child and is responsible. Now, if you guys sit down with the other parent, which is the biological father, and sit down and come up with a solution, then you might end up taking the route of adopting the child, or the child stays with the other parent. Remember, there's also this, you are already in a blended family. It worsens because you already have children that I brought in this marriage, and my wife has children that we are still struggling with this. The next thing, you bring another one that we have now to include the third parent. Now it becomes very difficult. On your own, you're not going to make it. You need the Holy Spirit. Also, when it comes to the issue of involving the third party or the parent, you need to be careful, because sometimes most of the baby mama's drama and the daddy drama, they come with the fact that this person still wants to be involved with this partner. So they will do whatever it takes to make your lives miserable. You also need to set rules when it comes to this, because some, they will just come and pop up and call you 1 a.m. in the morning if the child is with them. Call you 1 a.m. in the morning and say the child has a flu. So you must wake up next to your wife and run to that house where the child has a flu. So you need to look into those things. If you were cheating with someone else's wife or husband, that's not your husband. You cannot have expectations that this person will behave like a husband. You must accept the consequences of this relationship that you guys were cheating. So you cannot expect to have full rights the same as the wife.
Now, kule commitment, especially the legal aspect, it means that when, as the affected or law or you victim, you decide nokubani you're committing to this thing. Once you decide, be a high court, you apply to be a legal guardian to this child. So there's that other option as well, to show your commitment. You're applying for to be a legal guardian. Ukhona mamakhe okanye tatakhe that's biological, yes, okhona pha ngaphandle, but when you're also committing and saying you're going to take care of this child, because ukhumbule into yobana lo mntana is going to be part of your lives as well. So when uzobulapha umqeqesha umnxibisa umtyisa, should anything happen to mntana, mawazi ubana you're part of this child, you're also a caregiver. Now the next point, go establishing boundaries. Now this one into funeka yenzekile, you have to do it, because if you don't do this, then your partner will feel into yokubana you're not fully committed to this thing, and this is a great way of showing your commitment. So inzibanzima, because as boundaries ezizawusetwa will affect mostly the partner that is outside, the other party, because you'll find ukuthi kuzothiwa kuye le mthetho ngumfundisi awukwazi ufowuna apha after 10, okanye awukwazi into yokubana umntana uvele ufike naye umzise. So there are a lot of boundaries that are going to that have to be set, so that apha ikhule trust, and also for the benefit of the child. Because ekugqibeleni lo mntana funeke mazile umamakhe okanye utatakhe lo lapha emtshatweni, and also funeke mazile notatakhe okanye umamakhe lo ngaphandle komtshato. And also now funeke kwazile wena mntu who is part of their lives now, either legally or even just as bana ehlala apha mane kubona all the time. So there has to be boundaries that are set to protect law or committed to this thing. In fact, to protect mostly umntana, because if you remember, children is all primary focus apha kwi-blended families umntana. So for us to make sure that lo mntana does not feel the mistake that was caused by abazali bakhe, we need now, in our commitment, we now need to set boundaries ezokwenza sure bana ubomi balo mntana buhamba buya phambili, and buya phambili nje with minimal frictions, because lo mntana affected esikolweni because of emotional issues that this child might face, solely because of the relationship that is elapho existayo kule triangle besithetha ngayo besiqala. So it's important to establish boundaries. Nina ke, you will know as the triangle what works for you. Wena owonileyo, you will know into yobana yinto edingekayo into yobana mawuphinde uthenjwe. Wena owoniweyo, now uzoyazi into yobana yintoni oyidingayo for you to, for bana oluthando or this trust is affirmed kwakhona. Uzoyazi wema mawuthini na. Now wena mntu ke ongaphandle, just in case sithetha nabantu abanabantwana nabantu abatshatileyo, now wena ongaphandle, you need to start respect as boundaries, because apha your interest is primarily umntana wakho. So nawe uyafunda uba umntana wakho makakhule kakuhle, ewe uyenzile impazamo wona nomuntu otshatileyo. Ngoku try and respect the boundaries so that uzokwazi into yobana umntana wakho akhule kakuhle. So it's important ukubana we establish boundaries, and once those boundaries are established, siyanyanzeleka ubana sizilandele bethu nani, because once you break those boundaries, it creates further friction. And once it creates further friction, funeka uqale phansi le process ubuzama uyibuilda ye-trust. So as boundaries zibaluleke ngendlela esisimanga, because at the end of the day, if you don't adhere to these boundaries, uzophinda uqale ekuqaleni, you'll go back to step one.
And these boundaries, they also include finances. You will have to sit down and discuss the issue of a budget moving forward, because now there's a child who needs support. There's a child now who will have to go to school. And your budget must run for 18 years. You must know that you will have to support this child at least for 18 years, even more, because the child after 18 years must go to varsity. So now that means that there's a burden of finances. So land of cheating, inezo implications also. So it affects the budget at home. Now we have to sit now and decide as to how much is it going to this family or to the child. How much are we taking out from our budget? And see if we can afford and agree on what we can afford. And also, who's going to take the child to school? You must discuss this thing in detail so that no longer you don't get surprised when someone comes up with something and then you did not look at it. Look into all aspects as to how are we going to deal with the issue of the child for the next 18 years or 25 years.
Okay, now masi leko point yokugqibela ngeyona enzima, which makes or breaks this relationship, acceptance of the child. Ukuze le nto isebenze kuzofuneka wena mntu woniweyo umamkele lo mntana. We've already spoken nge-commitment, boundaries, abantu coming clean, but for this thing to work, wena mntu owoniweyo, you have to accept the child, because if you don't accept the child, this whole thing is pointless. Ukhumbule lobana njengoba nditshilo, lo mntana was not part of whatever relationship bikhona. Lo mntana yena ebengekho ngexesha bekuvunyelana ngezizonke into besenzeka. Yena umntana kufuneka ekhulile. Umntana udinga uthando. Umntana udinga commitment from abazali bakhe bobathathu, because so thathile isigqibo sobana you are accepting this, so you are also now part of the parents. So no bathathu going forward, you need to make sure that umntana lona noba nimamkele makayazi naye into kubana akayiyo i-product of infidelity eyenza into bana makude kube khona ingxabano okokoko. They must not feel as if apha ekhaya kunje kungenxa yam. Makakhule njengabantwana bonke, afumane uthando njengabantwana bonke. Ukuba wena ngumama woniweyo, mthande nje ukuthanda bakho abantwana, iba yindlezane kulo mntana. Ukuba ungutata, yamkela into kubana ewe unkosikazi wakho cheated, ngokukho le product engulo mntana. Masingathi singotata, xa ubona ubana uye waphela uvuma wamkela, yamkela in the fullest form. Ungathi qho xa bona umntana umkhabe uthi ayisuka wena umthuke ngesenzo sikanina. No, accept the child. That is the last point, acceptance of the child. We cannot stress this even. You need to accept the child, because if our mamkela umntana, it defeats the whole purpose. Because nasikhumbule, at all times, if blended family, the most important thing in a blended family ngumntana. So you need to make sacrifices. So sacrifice, so wamkele. Now ayingawe le nto ngoku, it's about the child. Ayisekho ngawe bana woniwe ngoku, zama uba move on kuqhubeke nomntana.
Yes, when it comes to the issue of mntana, it's very important that we know that the child is not at fault. The child is a blessing from God. Whatever you guys as adults are dealing with, let it not affect the child. Also, this child, she must or he must feel that this is home. And also, you must never speak badly of another parent in front of this child. This child must not know what you guys are struggling with, what you guys are going through. When it comes to the issue of, let's say, the biological parent is asking for imali for let's say, I did not pay this month. Don't ask your our child to call us and demand money. Don't do that. Don't get the child involved. Leave the child out of this. Let the adults deal with the issues of the adults. And the child be a child.
Yes.
That's very important. Also, if you have accepted this child, when you look at the child, you will remember of everything that has happened. But I'm asking you, change your mind. Try and change. It's not going to be easy. But try and change your mindset and look at the child and see what the child deserves. The child deserves love, protection, shelter, and everything else. And then you as adults will deal with other issues. We will look at the questions. If there are any questions, then we will unmute our friends on Zoom and,
Yes.
and see if there are any questions. I'll also check here on Facebook if there are any questions or comments that we have here.
But we will start with yesterday. Izola, we were talking about blended families just in general. And we had questions that came in. We won't mention the people that asked the questions. Zingene ku Facebook, ezinye zingene ku WhatsApp, njalo njalo. Oqala umbuzo. Bana umthiya ufuna umntana akubize ngeliphi igama. Zayibe kanjani na mfundisi lento?
If your child is, you're not a biological parent, and then what name do you want to be called? When the child calls you,
Nothing.
that was the question.
Yes, bebuza umntu into yobana uzimpoza njani leli gama or ufuneka ibe ngomnika igama okanye wenza njani na.
And our answer is that don't give a child the name as to what name to call you. Leave it to the child. Because you need to build a rapport. Remember, people are giving names based on a relationship. So the child will call you based on what you guys have. But also, as a parent, especially the biological parent, look at it so that it doesn't appear as being rude, like calling umdala ngegama by name. Maybe a child will decide to call you uncle or aunt. Accept that and leave time. It's only time that will change the name if the name needs to be changed. So don't force a child to call you by name that wena ofuna ubizwa ngalo. Leave it to the child.
Enkosi, umbuzo landelayo. Ubuzile bana xa uhamba uyotshata. Uyahamba uyotshata ngoku leaving the previous marriage, obviously, whether through divorce kanye losing a spouse. Xa uhamba uyotshata, ithini i-issue of the previous family. Now we mentioned izolo into kubana umntana apha usengumntana wakulo previous family usongowaphayana. We advised nokubana awuyitshintshe ifani yomntana, umntana remains nalafani yakokwabo le ebiyeka tatakhe. Awusitshintshe isiduko sakhe, uyaqhubeka abe ngugatyeni babe ngugatyeni. You don't change that. Also, you don't remove them from seeing their family. Now, this one is going to be difficult because in some instances, family le engasafuna ukwenza nto nawe nabantwana bakho mhlawumbi. So you need to make sure wena, especially the person that has come in with nabantwana kule relationship, into bana abantwana bakho, they don't forget their identity. Bayaqhubeka bayovizithela oomakhulu, bavizithele oodabs, bavizithele obani. Try and maintain that relationship. Mayiqhubeke la relationship because ekugqibeleni abantwana ngabaphayana. They need to maintain that. So ungasekho wena xa benengxaki, they need to go home bayokhala kubantu bakokwabo. So awukwazi nobana ubahlukanisa abantwana nefamily yabo just because undecide ukuwela uyotshatela kwenye indawo. You have decided, bona khaya decide.
Yeah, that's very important. Very, very important. Don't separate them. Allow them to be themselves. Allow them to continue with their identity. Remember, they have an identity. You cannot just rock up after 14 years or after 10 years and come up and want a child to be called just allow it. That's the situation and you chose it. So yeah, deal with it.
Owokugqibela umbuzo ngumntu apha yena kwi-relationship nomntu otshatileyo and yena unomntana but not nalo mntu otshatileyo. So ibe tricky le because une-relation nalo mntu otshatileyo, lo mntana ngowakhe ayingowalo mntu otshatileyo, but lo mntu otshatileyo uyafika apha azozenza utata apha kule setup yabo. So which means bane-blended family yabo unofficial. So ubuze uba kunafuneka athini because noba uyafuna uhlukana naye akakwazi kwathini. Impendulo apha inye, phuma kuloo nto leyo sisi. Kuba ekugqibeleni ozoba hurt, nomntana naye uzoba hurt because uzokhula ecimba utata wakhe ngulo mntu kanti ayinguye. Nawe ufuneka umuve on ubomi bakho uyotshata wakho umyeni okanye oyakhe inkosikazi. So phuma kuloo nto. There is no other response to that. Phuma, cut your losses. Kuzoba buhlungu, akuzuba lula, it's going to be very painful, but just phuma.
Right. Ukumbu on Facebook une comment ayenzileyo apha ethi, in the Zulu culture anyone that is my mother's age is my mother, and you address them as ma when you greet them. It has nothing to do with situation, it's just respect. We agree that's culture and that's how it's supposed to be. But remember, now you are in a situation where you cannot force or enforce this to your child. You must allow this child. I'm not promoting disrespect, but I'm saying if a child doesn't want to, remember now, when this child looks at you as umama or as the father or the mother, this child now looks at someone who separated their parents. So there's anger involved. Now this child needs to think as to, what do I call you? So you cannot force them to say ma. Yes, it is respectful to call you ma, but if they are not ready, allow them and give them space. Allow them to call you aunt.
Okay. The next question ekhoyo apha. Masivule kuba aba baka Zoom. Nina imibuzo. Sicela aba baka Zoom if nemibuzo. Cela ba unmute so that if they want to ask any questions. I hope aba baka Facebook baya ba.
Molweni apho kwa Zoom.
Ukhona ufuna ubuza? Before sivale. Sin unmute le nonke nalapha ku Facebook niyaqhubeka nemibuzo yenu. Andiva puti? Siyakungevakala buza.
Siyavakala phela. Oh yeah,
Imbi imic yakho andiva puti ngicela uphinde.
ucimile ke ngoku.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Hayi
awuvakali tu. Ndicela mhlawumbe usibhalele. Uyakwazi noba kulapha ku WhatsApp okanye apha ku chat lapha ka Zoom because awuvakali tu.
Wasuyasiva shema umnkosi kaThixo uyanqwala phathe ndiyaniva kodwa sithi abangamvayo.
Apha ku Facebook bethunani. If unombuzo ungawuposta ngoku umbuzo wakho or even later on. Akho ngxaki, we still continue siphendula imibuzo ku WhatsApp apha ku Zoom naphina. If you still have more questions, you are welcome to ask your questions. We'll address them again tomorrow xa siphinda singena kuba siphinda siqhubeka khona ngomso ngo-7. Ngomso sithetha about xa utshata umthini umntana wakho. Masithi unomntana usingle zange watshata, ngowesisi okanye wena bhuti zange watshata, umntana uhlala nawe kokwenu, uthini? Ungena naye emtshatweni lungena kuwo okanye uyamshiya okanye uthini? That is our topic for tomorrow. So ngomso ngo-7, same place, same time. So besithetha ngaloo nto le nto yobana, what do you do with your child xa sowufumene umtshato? Uhamba naye ulalirhuqusana lwakho okanye uyalishiya endlini? What do you do going forward?
Yes, that's our topic for tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining us today, and please keep safe.
Sicela noxolo nange-technicalities bethunani abafuna ungena but ke sizamile uZoom ufumanekile namhlanje. But if you have any advice nantoni ofuna uyithetha ufuna uncedisana nathi kule nto kolu phulo esikulo, feel free to make your comments. We are available and asinangxaki novuma. Enkosi kakhulu.
Ihlambe izandla bazalwane, sanitize and keep a social distance and stay indoors and keep safe. God bless you and take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.